Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. And Foil Armor, flatten your foils fast. G wins the die roll and starts us off. He draws for turn and plays a tapped Mystic Monastery. Kuzno's land drop is a Fomori Vault, which he taps to cast Soul Ring. He then taps the Soul Ring for an Iron Mirror and passes. Jordan just draws and plays a Stomping Ground. Sammy's land for turn is a Smoldering Marsh, and he ships it after that. G plays a Rugged Prairie and just has to pass. Kuzno plays a tapped Watery Grave, and then pays 2 for a Goblin Engineer. He goes to find an Arcane Signet, which goes into his graveyard, and he passes after that. Jordan draws, plays a Command Tower, and passes. Sammy draws and plays an island, and ships it. G plays an island for turn, and then casts Zinnia, and ships the turn to Kuzno. Kuzno draws, and then activates his Goblin Engineer, exchanging the Iron Mirror for his Arcane Signet. He then casts a United Battlefront. He unfortunately whiffs, and then plays a Gaunt Gate as his land for turn, and passes. Jordan plays an Ancient Tomb, and then casts Mina and Den. He follows up with a Mountain as his second land for turn, and passes. During the end step, Sammy cycles a Troll of Khazad-dûm to go and find a swamp. Sammy just draws, plays the swamp, and then casts Prowler, shipping it after that. G's got a Plains, and warps in an Exalted Sunborn, paying 2 for the Offspring trigger. This actually has him making 2 1/1 copies, and he then warps out the original as he passes turn. Kuzno just draws, plays a Heap Gate, and casts Breya. Jordan plays a Forest, and then brings out the Earth King. He swings Mina and Den at Sammy, and the Earth King gets him a basic Forest tapped to the field. Sammy then chumps with Prowler, and Jordan passes. Sammy plays out a Drowned Catacombs, and pays for a Blasphemous Act. In response, Kuzno activates Breya to gain 5 life, and the board is then wiped. Sammy then follows up with Norman Osborn, and passes. G draws and plays his own Ancient Tomb, and then loses some life to recast Zinnia, and passes after she resolves. Kuzno draws, playing a Cliff Gate, and names white as it comes in. He then recasts Breya, and passes. Jordan draws and casts Hugs, putting 3 into the X. He then plays a Thornspire Verge, and a Forest from Exile. He then casts Shared Roots to go and find another basic, and passes. Sammy draws, and casts Dr. Doom. He then goes to combat. He targets Norman with Dr. Doom's trigger, and connives, and then swings him at Kuzno. He then takes 2, and Norman connives again, which has Sammy discarding Osborne Industries. This has Kuzno taking 2, and Sammy then plays Osborne Industries from his graveyard, taking 2 from its ability. He then passes turn. G's land drop is a Spectator Seeding, and he casts a Hexing Squelcher. He follows it up with a Witty Roastmaster, paying for the Offspring cost, and passes. Kuzno draws and activates his Fomori Vault, discarding a Basalt Monolith. He goes some cards deep, and keeps an artifact, and then swings a Thopter at Sammy. Before damage though, he sneaks in Donatello Gadget Master. Sammy then takes the hit for 3, and Kuzno copies a Soul Ring. His second main phase then has him casting Go-Go, and passes. Jordan draws, and casts Ren's Resolve. He then follows up with Warp Space. He then uses that to cast Geosurge from Exile for free, and uses the mana to help cast Nalfishni. Jordan then swings Hugs at Kuzno for 5, and passes. Sammy draws and plays a Mountain, and connives on Norman Osborn again. He discards a Watery Grave, which has each opponent taking 2, and then swings Norman at G. G takes 2, and Sammy discards a Lonely Sandbar to the connive, dealing another 2 to each opponent. Sammy then plays a Forgotten Cave, and then casts a Rhystic Study, and ships it. G's land for turn is a Plains, and he casts a Suitor Priest with Offspring. Sammy responds with Deadly Rollick on the Witty Roastmaster copy, which has G responding with a Teferi's Protection. All of the current creatures phase out, with no one taking damage from the Witty Roastmasters as the Suitor Priest comes in and the copy as well. With nothing else, G then passes. Kuzno draws, activating Fomori Vault again. and then copies the ability with Gogo. He then plays Baldur's Gate, and puts Zerda to hand. He then swings Donatello at Sammy again. This is Sammy taking 3, and Kuzno clones another Soul Ring, and then passes. Jordan draws, and swings Nalfishni at Sammy, and hugs at Kuzno. They both take the hits, and Jordan's second main phase has him casting an Infernal Plunge. He sacrifices Hugs. He then casts Hugs for 6, and then gets to cast a Tireless Tracker for free, plus gets to copy it thanks to Nalfishni. He then plays a Commercial District, surveilling 1 and making 2 clue tokens, and then a Terramorphic Expanse, making 2 more. Sammy's land drop is an Exotic Orchard, and he pays a red for Gamble. He then discards a Felwar Stone to it, and casts Cool But Rude, and then pays to level it up. Going to combat, Sammy connives on Doom this time, discarding a land and dealing 2 from Doom and 2 from Cool But Rude. He then swings Norman Osborn at Jordan. This is Sammy drawing and discarding a Wandering Archaic, dealing another 2, and then Jordan takes 2 from Norman Osborn. Norman then connives and discards a Fabled Passage, dealing 4 to each opponent this time, and Sammy then plays a City of Brass in his second main phase. He then casts a Magmakin Artillerist and passes. G draws her turn, and then cycles a Rogan Trio, drawing again. He then plays a Plains, and casts a Nesting Dovehawk with Offspring. With the Offspring trigger on the stack, Kuzno casts a Swords to Plowshares, and targets the real Dovehawk. G then announces he'll move to combat, and before leaving the main phase, Kuzno then casts Dispatch on the other Dovehawk. He pays 2 life to ward on each of them, and with his combat step foiled, G then passes turn. Kuzno draws her turn, and casts Singularity Rupture. And responding to his own spell, he sacrifices Breya and a Thopter to gain 5 life, and copies the ability twice with Gogo. This is Kuzno gaining 15 life, and Jordan then cracks the Terramorphic Expanse, getting a land and getting some more clues. The board is then wiped, with G, Sammy, and Jordan all milling half of their libraries. Kuzno then passes turn. Jordan's turn has him drawing and casting an Ancient Green Warden. He then casts Avenger of Zendikar for free from exile. As it comes in, he makes 11 plant tokens, and he then casts Open the Way, putting 3 into the X. He gets his 3 lands, which all enter and trigger landfall. This gets him 3 +1/+1 counters onto all of his plants, and he then casts a Soul Ring and passes to Sammy. Sammy draws, plays a Shipwreck Marsh, and then levels up Cool But Rude to the final stage. This is effectively Gamble again, and he tutors for a card, and then ends up discarding an island, which deals 2 to each opponent. He then casts Reanimate, losing 5 to bring back Kefka, Court Mage. With the Kefka trigger on the stack, Jordan cracks a clue in response, and there's a bit of discussion, but each player ends up discarding a card, and Sammy ends up drawing a total of 3. Sammy then follows up with a Psychic Frog, and then discards 3 cards on his cleanup, and deals 6 to his opponents. This takes Jordan out, and we move to G's turn. G just draws, and recasts Zinnia, and has to pass. Kuzno's turn has him drawing and casting Zerda, and he then activates the Fomori Vault. He follows up by casting an Expedition map, which he then sacrifices and goes to find a Thespian stage. He then plays it for turn. He passes, and during the end step, Sammy casts Demand Answers, discarding a card and dealing 2 to each opponent, and then drawing 2. Sammy's got a Dragon Skull Summit, and then casts Sakashima of 1,000 Faces on Kefka. This is everyone discarding a card again, with Sammy drawing 2, and he then recasts Dr. Doom. With his commander on the field, he then discards 7 cards to Psychic Frogs, including 2 lands. Between Dr. Doom and Cool But Rude, it's more than enough damage to take out both Kuzno and G, and Sammy wins the game. Game review time. So Cool But Rude is one heck of an enchantment, and it's got a lot of fun abilities on it. I'm a big fan of it, considering it only costs 2. The discard payoff is absurd, and having Gamble attached to it is even better. It's just a great card. I just wish it wasn't from that set. Other than that, it was cool seeing 2 Bloomburrow commanders, and Zinnia is one of my personal favorites. Jeskai Offspring is awesome. There was one game that I played with my Zinnia deck where I was able to get something like 4 Solemn Simulacrum tokens, and I just ramped a ton of basics. It didn't do much more than that, unfortunately, since I got targeted so hard, but otherwise it was pretty cool. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.